Assalamualaikum to Safais and fellow classmates, and I will be presenting on the introduction to our topic that we chose, which is the inefficiency of service delivery in Malaysian public sector. To begin this presentation, I will be explaining on the term of strategic management. Strategic management can be described as the process that involves with a procedure, a set of goals and objectives that an organization make in order to make their organization to be more competitive and also to ensure that the organization are able to meet its objective and goals. Next, I will be expanding on the term of public sector efficiency. Public sector efficiency can be best seen through the evaluation of the relationship between the inputs invested and end results produced. Strategic management and public sector efficiency correlate with one another in a sense that through proper strategic management and planning, the efficiency of the public sector in carrying out its duty will surely can be carried out well. However, the public sector is currently facing with the issue of public sector inefficiency as the public sector fail to carry out their tasks efficiently as what the public hope for. Hence, this issue has become a major downside to the public sector due to its inefficiency in carrying out their tasks well. So that is all from me, and we will proceed to the next presenter. Thank you.
Next, I will present about the symptoms in efficiency of service delivery in the Malaysian public sector. Firstly, strategic objective does not align with the social outcomes as framed in the Malaysian plan. This means not all agencies that follow the Malaysian plan, and there are several agencies that their strategic objective that not align with the social outcomes as framed in the Malaysian plan. For instance, the unsuccessful project in Sabah, which is the project involving unfinished labs in Sepanggar, Sabah. The Ministry of Education is the responsible agency in this project. They are supposed to provide computer labs to 300 schools in Sabah, but only 3 labs were successful and remaining 297, while several computer laboratories were built in schools where phone line and also the electricity were unavailable. The Education Ministry also lost 3.17 million and established losses after the contractor failed to complete according to the project deadline. Next is corruption. Corruption in the public sector is one of the most severe issues affecting society nowadays. Corruption will impact in strategic management because it is will developing management decisions that reflect the fairness and also the responsibility in organizational making. There is an agency that involved in prevent the corruption cases, which is MACC, stand for Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. For example, the former Prime Minister Najib Razak was arrested on 3 July 2018 to investigate how 42 million flow from SRC International into Najib's bank account. It affecting both economic development, ethical, moral, and lead to inefficiency in public sector delivery among the public sector.
There are two causes of problems which are in the organizational resistance and poor and ineffective leadership. First and foremost, the organizational resistance here refers to the unwillingness to adapt to the altered circumstances. In this context, the employees resist to change or follow the new strategic management implemented by the organization. It occurs when the employees does not understand how they can fit with the new way of doing their things. Moreover, it is hard for an employee to encourage the whole organization to follow the new strategic management plan since they are already comfortable with the norm and culture adopted by the organization. As what has been explained earlier in the symptoms, it is found that the strategic objective does not align with the social outcomes as framed in the Malaysian plan, whereas the Malaysian plan is the strategic management for the Malaysian government. Hence, there are no other reasons that organizational resistance is indeed one of the factors that cause the problems. The second cause of the problem is the poor and ineffective leadership. Leadership can be defined as the most significant aspect in professionally directing and managing an organization. Meanwhile, the employees are the primary driving force behind the organization's success. On that account, those leaders with no sense of direction will certainly bring their employees to nowhere. But as they get more disoriented, their productivity and quality of the products or services offered will deteriorate as time passes, putting the organization at stake. Therefore, the employees are unable to perform their duties in the right sense since neither the leaders nor the employees have deep understanding in the organization's goals, rules and procedures, policies as well as in the work ethics. On a final note, the organization's poor and incompetent leadership is indeed among the major causes for the ineffective service delivery since it have created a hostile work environment for the employees, limiting their ability to comprehend the restructuring of plans implemented like the strategic management plan. Thank you.
Next, I will present implication of the problems. For the first implication of the problems is poor performance of work. Poor performance can be defined as a harsh gap between an employee's real performance and the organization expectation. It can be evaluated on the basis of productivity, the quality of the outputs or services given, and the amount of time it takes to work on projects in the organization. Therefore, there is a higher correlation on the hypothesis of the lower ability of employees to execute duties with the greater the level of efficiency in the organization to assist in the company. Therefore, it is critical for the organization's leader to enforce, promote, and motivate employees to carry out their duties in accordance with the strategic management plan that the organization has implemented. As only then the operation effectiveness, efficiency, and quality can be improved. Second point for implication of the problem is slow service in public sector. Slow service failure due to the impact of issue occurring in the public sector such as slow service provision. The majority of the public depend on public service for all of their requirements. Service provided by central and local departments. The quality of service delivery among these organizations might range widely, leading in an inconsistent and displeasing customer experience. Inefficient public service delivery has a severe negative impact on the quality of people's life and among public sector. Productivity is a good element in the organization because it can reduce the slowly service and high turnover among employees. It is also ensure the work performance decrease and can implement any innovation in the public service. For example, only a quarter of people satisfied with the service they receive from the public sector. Customers wait for 10 minutes for a government agency to resolve a problem. People also discover errors in documents and tough customer service workers lack sufficient information to assist customer, and when having many errors, the service will be delayed and slow, and it is also takes a lot of time.
Assalamualaikum and hi to the Faiz and my fellow classmates. Okay, one of the solutions that can be proposed to solve the problem is adoption of 2KM concept in the organization. 2KM is a management concept that focuses on the continuous improvement of public sector operations to satisfy customers. Adopting this management approach in the public sector would result in high-performing organizations. Even if this concept has been implemented in the public sector, ongoing efforts to develop and sustain a 2KM culture are needed. Moreover, 2KM is one of the planks under strategic management that helps the organization increase their job performance to produce high quality of work. Hence, implementing this strategic management will help organizations outline their best strategies to achieve their organizational objectives and goals. One of the key elements of 2QM that can promote public sector to be more efficient and effective in their job performance is good communication. Good communication plays a vital role in the organization because it allows the employees to be able to communicate well and easily with the top-level management and the lower-level management, so they can cooperate well and produce better outcomes for the public. Typically, we know that the lower-level management serve the public directly, thus they are aware of the public demands and needs. So when they have good communication, it will be easier for them to convey and deliver any pieces of information to solve the issues. Therefore, it can increase the public sector efficiency where both parties have a mutual understanding regarding the public demands and needs due to good communication. Without such elements, the public sector would be unable to deliver best services to the public owing to a lack of involvement from both parties. Next is developing a motivated and competent workforce. The performance of the organization is usually determined by the performance of its employees. These competencies, which include attitude, ability, and expertise, must be continuously improved and adapted in the organization because competency management also is a key to organization's capacity to retain and improve its human resources. With this solution, strategic management becomes more structured and systematic. Apart from this, sustained training and skill boosting also help to improve the employees' competency and performance. The inefficiency in the public sector will be reduced when employees are motivated and become more efficient in their job performance. This is because motivation may boost productivity and assist leaders to encourage their teams to work harder, complete tasks more efficiently, and face issues more calmly. Also, team leaders can use a proper feedback and encouragement to help employees become more motivated by implementing and learning new skills in order to increase performance in executing tasks and work with more motivation. By improving these elements, it can boost performance and benefit organization as a whole. Therefore, it will lead to an effective and efficient performance management system for the workplace. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
One of the recommendations that can be proposed is show the value in strategic management by educating employees. It is important to educate the employees, especially the employees at the lower level management since they are the one directly involved with the public. So the leader at the top level management needs to ensure that the lower level employees understood the strategy so that it can be implemented and executed easily. So what can the organization do to educate the employees is by outlining the risks that the organization might encounter if they do not have good strategic management. By doing this, it can encourage and convince the organization the importance of having strategic management in the organization. Next is convince the organization through a competent leader. A competent leader plays a critical part for change management and foster change agents that work for a common benefit, since they will take on leadership roles in implementing the strategies. Employees will feel more at ease with the transition of change if the leader lead by example, because acknowledge them as trusted resource who is available to provide support and guidance. So it will be easier for the leader to convince the employees to implement strategic management in the organization due to trust. Therefore, this competent leader will be able to explain in detail and thoroughly on the purpose of strategic management to the organization.
To wrap things up, it can be said that the inefficiency of service delivery in Malaysian public sector has made it difficult for our country to evolve due to the fact that the issue keeps on repeating on a yearly basis, shows that our country does not have proper strategic management planning. There are few symptoms that indicates the inefficiency of service delivery in Malaysian public sector, which are the strategic objectives does not align with the social outcome. These symptoms can be further seen through the factors of problems that causes to this issue, which are the organizational resistance and poor and ineffective leadership. This issue has given several effects to the public sector, such as poor performance of work will result in low quality produce and lost time and slow services in public sector. Hence, in order to overcome this issue, there are few ways to solve it, such as adoption of total quality management TQM concept in organization and developing a motivated and competent workforce. Lastly, the recommendation that can be given for this issue are through showing the value in strategic management by educating employees and convince the organization through a competent leader. That's all from us for our presentation of Group 1. Thank you.